Howdy, everybody. This is Ethan and Zaynab from the Office of Sustainability, and we're here to talk about the future of sustainable energy. So before we start off with our talk, I wanted to share our giveaway keyword, which we'll be giving a new one somewhere throughout each video that we present. So the more keywords that you enter into your drawing, the more likely you are to win. And you would just send those either DM to our Instagram or email it to us by the end of this month, a list of those. And the code word for this presentation is renewable.
All right, so a bit of a walkthrough as to what we're going to be going over in our 5-part series. Today we're going to be discussing an overview of sustainable versus unsustainable energy. We're also going to be looking at a discussion of specific unsustainable energy types. In the 2nd through 4th videos, which is really the bulk of our presentation, we're going to be having an in-depth look at different types of sustainable energy, what exactly makes them appealing, and what some of their limitations might be. And finally, in the 5th video, we're going to talk about the past, the present, and the future of energy. We're going to be comparing the best options for the future, and we're going to be talking about what you can do to support cleaner forms of energy.
All right, so what makes energy sustainable? To be environmentally sustainable is to have the ability to produce resources faster than they are consumed. So throughout our videos, we're going to be talking about 5 sustainable types of energy, which include solar, wind, hydroelectric, geothermal, and biofuel, and 4 unsustainable types of energy, which we found to be coal, natural gas, oil, and nuclear.
So the first kind of unsustainable energy that I want to talk about today is coal. As we might know, coal energy production works by producing steam from burnt coal, rotating turbines, and in turn producing power. It's one of the most straightforward types of energy production. In 2017, coal made up 17.8% of all energy consumed in the US. The good news is this number has been on the decline since 2008, and recently in 2022, this number of 17.8% dropped to 9.8% of all energy consumed in the US. So great that we're following the downward trend for the unsustainable energy type of coal. Additionally, coal is a really big player in terms of electric consumption in the US. 91.7% of total coal consumed goes directly to electric power. And as you can see from the graph over here on the right, we can see that there has been a steady decline since 2008, even though there was a steady rise up until that point.
So natural gas has actually been on the rise, contrary to the trend for coal energy. Natural gas is a fossil fuel energy source, which is produced from the remnants of plants and animals from millions of years ago. This can be found in various rock formations, which is usually captured through wells or fracking methods. But these methods are usually expensive and contaminate our water sources. So as I mentioned, natural gas is on the rise. It produced 31.8% of US energy in 2017 and up to 37% of net energy in 2021.
So the next energy type I want to talk about is oil. Over the last century, oil has historically been the most commonly used energy source, pretty much to no surprise. Today, approximately 100 million barrels of oil are used every single day, and the US accounts for over 20% of all oil and petroleum consumption globally, which is a really big number. While oil and petrol is projected to decrease in usage by 2050, it's estimated that it will only decline from 37% to 34% of total energy consumption by 2050. So while it's a good trend, it's not happening nearly quickly enough. The upside of oil is a growing percentage of total petrol is biofuel. Currently, that number is approximately 5% of all petrol consumed is consumed in the form of biofuel, and this number is projected only to increase over the next couple of decades. So that's really good news.
So on to nuclear. This is a bit of a controversial one, but just to start off with how it actually works. Essentially, nuclear power plants undergo a process called atomic fission, which initially boils water, which then creates steam, and this steam travels through the plant and spins large turbines, which then essentially produces energy. There are currently 93 nuclear reactors in the US, which have generated about 20% of all usable energy since 1990. So we generate pretty much more nuclear energy than any other country. And because it emits little to no actual pollution, currently we say that nuclear energy is the best kind of non-sustainable energy because of its long-term effects in terms of waste. We concluded it's non-sustainable, but it's the best kind because of its current pollution.
So here are our works cited, mostly from the Energy Information Administration, and a little bit of talking about what we're going to be doing next time in presentations 2 through 4. So in presentation 2, we're going to be discussing 2 of the 5 sustainable energy types, which are wind and geothermal energy. And we're going to go a little bit more in depth for these kinds of energy than we did for the unsustainable types of energy that we talked about today. So we're going to talk a little bit about the history of wind and geothermal energy, a little bit about their pros and cons, their applicability, and relevant statistics to those. So hopefully see you guys then.